School bus designs before, and they are really big buses. I think they have like 10-litre engines in, probably do about 2 miles to the gallon. Yeah, look at this, look. So the name of Simon's bus here is Queen Bee School. There you go. You can follow that on this tour of the American school bus. We've actually got a dog sitter that comes with it. How about that? I must say I'm pretty happy about that. What's your name?
We're here. Alison.
Alison. Thank you very much, Alison.
We're here just Simon. I don't
Simon. Film.
Right, see you later, guys.
Yeah. So this is the converted school bus. Do you want to give us a little tour? Wow, what a fantastic space. What's your name?
Simon.
Simon, pleased to meet you, Simon. I'm Darren.
Darren.
That's Scooby, I'm Darren.
Hello, Scooby.
Scooby-Dee we're known as.
Scooby-Dee.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can you tell us about your bus then?
Okay, so it's a California bus from Sacramento area. It was where it worked as a school bus.
Yeah.
It was brought into the UK, not by us. We managed to track it down after some research and speak to the owner and convince him not to turn it into his toy hauler. He was going to cut the back off and drive cars inside and go to shows. We convinced him that our plan to live in it for our forever home was slightly, well, it was our plan. And we had to sort of convince him that we were the people to buy it, and he'd agreed that our plan was quite a bold plan, so he went with it.
And what a space. How long did it take you to convert it?
So the bus was delivered just before the lockdown and furlough, so it turned up.
It's another lockdown bus.
This is a lockdown baby, as everyone's saying. That created a few other challenges. One, nowhere was available to buy things from, so Marketplace was the go-to.
So it's all recycled.
Recycled.
Then.
So these are scaff boards, pallet boards, pallet wood walls, driftwood.
The kitchen was walk through, yeah.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah.
The kitchen was obviously free on Marketplace.
This is,
but we had to go and fetch it. That was in our house. That was something we had already in our house.
Something you already had?
Yeah.
You're already Marketplace gurus, aren't you?
We had this in place, and obviously we knew this was going to come on board. This where it fitted. That was in the bedroom. That's an old bed cabinet. We cut the legs off. It's because the wheel wells there, and it just works at a really nice height. Storage. No wheels. A lot of drawers have got wheels, and when you drive, they all slide open.
Yeah.
It's an old school. I have to really.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
bit of beeswax.
It won't just open while we're driving. Any vehicle that's been anything done with doors and drawers, you've got to lock everything down. I'm assuming you're in a
converted van. Yeah,
converted van. So
I've got
you'll
magnets
understand.
on mine.
Yeah, well, we're fully aluminium,
Okay.
so magnets don't work on our roof. We've only got a few steel pieces. So this front panel's metal, but everything else.
So I take it this is not insulated, this room?
It is insulated.
I was going to say, because it didn't feel hot in here.
No, you can feel that. There is an outer skin. There is what they would have put in 1980, because this is an 80 bus. Yeah. That wadding, had to hand fibre, probably a fiberglass wadding, and then the inner skin. I believe there's about 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches with the wadding in. So you can feel that on a really hot day. No issue.
No, it's great. It's hot today, isn't it?
The biggest issue is, and the biggest challenge was condensation. When obviously you're living on the vehicle like we have done, condensation is or has been the biggest bugbear.
So have you been living full time?
We've been living pretty much 3 months after we got the bus. The bedroom area, that section was done. Yeah. And we pretty much have not slept in the house since we put the mattress on the bed in a year.
Where do you find a stay though? This is UK.
This is. It's 36 feet front to back. It's not the biggest bus in the world, not the smallest. But if you had a Tourer with a 4x4 pull-in, the footprint's virtually the same. We've been to Skegness campsites. Yes, we have to be slightly more selective in which one we can back into. That is
right. And so, what about your sofa?
We've had no issues so far.
What about your sofa?
Sofa's a sofa bed. Yeah, this was from, I think it's Benson's for Benson's products. Because it pulls out and it lays flat, it's sufficient for having the grandkids over. The arms tilt up. So rather than build a bed that did all that, like a rock and roll bed or a permanent fix with a latch, we just went with a product that was for I believe Alison paid £40 for it. Took the metal legs off. Again, scaff board, because my water tank's underneath that. I had to raise it a little bit, but it fits in, and with it being that colour, it's quite hard wearing, so no issues with the marking of
And
it.
where did this come from? Facebook?
Yeah, that was also spare work surface. The gentleman who'd done his kitchen, he had a spare piece and a half, and because we don't need masses of it and corners, it works really
Come
well.
around the other way from you, so you can.
Originally, we had a dining area here. We had 2 of the original seats, which we turned face to face, and an IKEA table. After 3 months of living-ish on it, we never sat at it. We never made use of it. And when you're working with a limited amount of space, the decision was we don't need that. So we went with this 50 sort of this breakfast bar style. Two of these, never had an issue with them, never fell over, never had a problem. And we can move them around, so we can have 4 people sat, 2 there, 1 in the swing seat, 1 in the driver's seat, comfortably have a conversation without being completely crammed.
Is this real wood, this floor?
It's not, no.
It looks like reclaimed wood.
Some of the things that we did in the beginning were down to, we were not 100% sure about the weight. So if we'd have gone with a real wood floor, we potentially could have been chucking weight in the vehicle that was not necessary. So we went with the line of, one, we can see what it looks like, and is it what we want? It's sort of done pretty well.
I think it looks great.
It's done pretty well. Alison's at the point where she wants to change it. I think we've still got a few more months.
I think it really suits the. I think that really works. If you went neater, it would take away from the. You know, I mean, these are already quite neat, if you don't mind me saying.
No,
so having that there kind of like more. It looks, you know, from a first
Weathered.
look, it looks weathered, yeah.
It's sort of more in keeping with the walls that we built from the scaffold.
And it looks like you've got. Can we go through to have a look at the?
Yeah, by all means.
These guys are spared no expense. You didn't get this on Facebook, did you?
Yes, we
Did
did.
you?
There was £100 off Facebook.
No.
It had a damaged freezer door. Is what was wrong with it, and
that's a huge. Have you got loads of solar powers on the panel on the roof?
The calculation, obviously, when you're working out solar, you will normally add up what you're going to be using and then work backwards to work out what you need, and that's pretty much what we had to do with a 240 fridge that we've not had to convert to 12. That's a normal TV on normal TV. The sockets that potentially the cooking facilities that we use is obviously an induction hob.
Oh wow!
Power.
Yeah.
2 reasons for that. One, super clean. It gives us a massive workspace to work on, whether it be laptops, sewing, making something. This gives you a space like that to operate without having a greasy hob here, and you may drop something on it and damage, or if it's fabric, for example, you would then have obviously grease marks. So having a clean work surface like that in a vehicle where you're hopefully going to be working day after day, it makes it a bit more user friendly.
So how much solar power have you got?
So at the moment I've got 2 320s on the roof.
Yeah.
I've got a third one to go on for when the season changes. So at the moment they are running into the 550 amp hour leisure batteries I've got linked up, and we have had no issue whatsoever.
No, that sounds good.
By 10 o'clock we're seeing that we're back to 100%, and they're not really, especially obviously at the
I would
moment.
imagine a fridge like this size is probably taking 500 watts of power a day.
There's the running debate seems to be, is it better to have a fridge that runs on its system for half an hour and then switches off for the next 4 hours, and therefore it's done its work, or do you have a 12 volt that comes on every 30 minutes and sucks power and then stops and sucks power? Look, we may end up putting 12, but at the moment we've not seen enough drop in our power to address it where we need to spend £300 to have it converted.
Mine's a 240 volt. It's nowhere near as big as this. It's 69 litres. And I notice if I have the power low, it comes on and off all the time. Whereas if you have it on high, it comes on and then you won't come on for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I believe the thermostat inside would regulate. So if you can get it super cold, it takes it longer to get to where the thermostat then kicks it back on. It is a balance. You know, I think we've all now got the app from Victron. And if you're running a Victron, we're all looking at it.
Yeah, no, I haven't got a Victron. I've got to go to the back of the car and look at mine.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I like about that is that I can look at it, look at the day, look at that, what's happened, and sort of say, right, okay, we're struggling.
So your toilet area looks good.
Pretty basic, yeah. It's not plumbed in. We were happy with that system. Obviously, we do have the running water for the shower.
How much water storage have you got?
I've only got 60 litres.
Oh, that's quite small for 2 of you, isn't it?
I have got a new tank that I've now got. Again, I did a barter for the young man who's got a double-decker bus. He'd got this big tank he didn't need. I'd got some seats he quite fancied, so we did a swap. So I've now got a larger tank to fit. It's now, where do I put this large tank? The best place is going to be my storage in the back.
I noticed, talking about the back, you've got a massive king-size bedroom for camper life. Are we allowed to go and have a look in there?
100%, have a look, sir.
Look at this. I mean, I don't have the GoPro set to the widest angle, but I think we can probably pick it all up if I go to there. They've got a full-size double bed, maybe even a queen size, is it?
I think it's just a double.
A double in there.
And still a little gap at the bottom for... it doesn't quite fill the...
And look, and because these guys have obviously got it sus, they've got the diesel heater right at the bottom of the bed. They can turn it on or off in the cold. These guys are full-time van lifers.
The remote's here that operates it from here, even though it's only there.
Yeah, I know, I'm the same.
But it's got the clock on as well, so you can actually just look up and see what time it is by looking at your feet, because it's actually got the clock on it.
What a wonderful space. So, I mean, do you have like a regular place that you're camping up at when you're not sort of travelling?
Normally, we've still got the house. We've not given up the house. We park at home.
Oh, okay.
We come home from work, we go through the house, have a shower, we're on the bus, we're in here, YouTube goes straight on, we watch the channels, and we are guilty of watching a lot of American school bus stuff purely because of the vehicle we were working on.
Oh yeah,
really
yeah. I wasn't actually planning on doing van tours, but I'm interested myself, and I think I tend to film stuff that I'm interested in myself. But you've got a sticker for your van there. That's one of our Scooby-Dee stickers.
You've seen our door.
Have you got a sticker?
We haven't. Again, we've
got to get with it.
I know. There's people saying put content on. We're going.
Yeah.
Put this. You know, we have. Alison,
well, you're good at talking about the van. There's a start.
You know what I mean? It's passionate. Alison has done the Instagram. There are some pictures on there of when we got it. There's a photograph of when we first heard the bus run, when it's all seated out. Alison's at the back grinning like a Cheshire cat. I'm like, oh my god, this thing runs, because it's all the stuff at the beginning when you're completely green, and obviously there's other photos of the progression.
So it's taken you a year to do.
It probably took 6 months really, but then obviously we changed things. Like I said, we'd already got all that area dealt with, and then Alison said we're not really using that sitting area, so we swapped it out. So we've had the vehicle 18 months, and as you see, this is the shower that's not done. You're just using it for storage, so there's some tools in there and jackets are hanging, but this eventually, when it's waterproofed out how we want it, and the hot water system's in, I built the space for that, so that's ready to go.
Okay.
At the moment it's just
how many miles a gallon do you get?
Okay, that's a good. I think that's the most popular question.
Of course it is. A 10 litre engine.
Two very popular questions.
How big's the engine?
It's 8,000. It's 8 litres.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we've calculated is it's about 10 to the gallon.
Wow.
Or if we put it in terms that makes us feel a bit better, we know we've driven 2,000 miles, and we know we put £1,000 in fuel, so it's 50p a mile. Which one do you prefer the sound of?
Yeah, mine works out. I just did it, and it was £85 for 400 miles combined. So that's about 21 pence. So that's for a Volkswagen Crafter with a 2 litre engine. So yeah, I mean 10 miles a gallon is what I thought you'd say 10 to 12.
Yeah.
You know.
Coming here, we probably may have got 12, but we've got the receipts that we've paid out for. We've got the mileometer, so we've gone with, and you know, when you look at the stats, a lot of it's American related, so their gallons different to our gallons. So do you then keep converting, or just work out what we've physically put in, which we know, and what we've physically done, which we know, and we just took them two figures, and so we know it's 50p, and I can live with 50p.
Put it like this, there's two of you in here, you've got a massive space. With me it's just me and Scooby, so I'm actually, if you did it like that on that same equation, I'm paying 41 pence, aren't I? Because I'm not sharing it half.
That's a very good point. I like that.
Do you work from here as well, do you?
Not at the moment, no. I'm still employed at the moment. I have handed my notice in, so I've got three months before I potentially have got other projects that I want to dig into before, and we've probably got another 10 months of realistic downsizing to get to the point where this could be the retirement plan is this vehicle.
Do you know what, it's been a great tour, it's been great meeting you.
Thank you so
much. And I wish you
much.
the best in the future, and I think you should do a channel because you're very good at talking about your bus.
Thank you.
Cheers mate.
American term for...
So the name of Simon's bus here is Queen Bee School. There you go. You can follow that. How are you getting on? She's
sat on my knee.
She's been sat.
Yeah.
She's just
sat on my knee.
so excited with all the people here.
She's like,
Scooby, calm down. Are you sure you want a dog like that?